okay? You've got to be able to interpret and tell me what it means in context. You don't do that, then that's gonna mess you up on the test tomorrow. Okay, we've got a college student is choosing between two data plans, okay? A college student is choosing between two data plans for her new cell phone. Both plans include an allowance of 2 gigabytes of data per month. The monthly cost of each option can be seen as a function and represented with an equation. Okay, so here's option A, here's option B. In each function, the input X represents the gigabytes of data used over the monthly allowance. Right? So we're going to describe each data plan in words. So I'm not talking mathy words, I'm talking, what does this actually mean? So in option A, is there any X value in there? So we're not multiplying by anything, right? So when it says like plug in whatever number, how much am I going to get every single time? Okay, so it's $60 no matter how many gigs I spend. Okay, so it's going to be 60 bucks no matter what. All right, on option B, we got X. What does X represent? What does it tell me at the top? The amount of gigabytes. So X represents the gigabytes of data. Okay, so that means that 10 times the gigs plus $25. So it's $10 for every gigabyte plus your 25. Let's actually graph this one. If it's going to be 60 for the entire time, this is what we call a constant function. What we call a constant function. And so it's just going to be straight across. This is A. No matter how many gigabytes we use, which we can't use less than 0, okay, it's going to be 60 bucks. Now, for the next one, we got to graph it. It's got a y-intercept and it's got a slope. The y-intercept is 25, so we're going to mark that one right there. And each time I move over, I'm going to go up 10. So up 10 over 1, up 10 over 1. And connect the dots. What kind of function is that guy? Fantastic. How do we know? It is a straight line. Okay. Now, which plan is better? You gotta give me a reason why. Don't say just cause. Why? Is what? You pay less. However, look at B right quick. So on B, right here, don't we pay less than $60? Yeah. Okay. So when would it be better to use which plan? Okay. So more gigs, you want to use A. Less gigs, you want to use B. Like for you and me, probably it would be option A, right? Like, because we use a lot of data. But for your grandma that probably texts like 2 people like a day, maybe she wants to use option B, right? Who's got the answer? Go for it. Why? Okay, why is it not 15x? Because I bet some of y'all put A, right? Yeah, okay. Here's why. Look at what they define as X being. G gigabytes of data on company's C plan. So we're talking about gigabytes. But what's being multiplied by gigabyte? 20. So 20x. Make sense? Catch. All right. Go ahead and look at the paper that says pass the problem. Go ahead and look at the paper that says pass the problem. Okay. You're going to work with your group members. Okay. And everybody's going to have one box to fill in. So you can be partner A, you can be partner B, you can be partner C. You can be the partners on the back, okay? But I'm going to give you 20 minutes, so 10 minutes before lunch. I'm sorry, 6 minutes before lunch, and then 14 when we come back. And you are going to finish both the front and the back, okay? You're going to turn one sheet in as a group. So you're going to work together to get both sides completed. Gucci? We good? Okay, so you're finishing the front and the back. Okay, go ahead and get started on that. When I plug this in, what do you get? What do you get? We're on that one sheet. The one that we were working on, yep, on the very back page. You get 26. So, my people who struggle with this question, what does this mean in this situation? So it means that at 0.7 gigabytes, it costs $26. Now, her budget is still $50 a month. All right, so her budget is still $50 a month. To find out how many gigabytes of data she could use if she chooses this plan, she writes C of x equals 50 and solves for x. What value of x makes this equation true? Show your reasoning, okay? So on here, if I take this equation that they gave us, I set it equal to 50. How do I solve this guy? Okay, so what's the first thing I'm going to do on this one? I'm going to subtract by 5. And that's going to give me 45. And then I'm going to divide by 30. So when I divide 45 divided by 30, that's going to give me 1.5. All right. So on here, we've got two different equations, right? And it says select all the statements that are true about the function. Hey, yo, I'm reading. Okay. So it says f of 3 is greater than 0. Okay, this is greater than. Remember, the alligator mouth, this is the bigger number, right? We're trying to see if these statements are true. If it's true, that means it's correct. If it's false, it means it doesn't work. So if I take 3 and I plug it into my equation, that's going to give me 5 minus 0.2 times 3. What does that give me? That's going to give me like 4.4. Hey, I need y'all to make an attempt on like typing this into your calculator. Because like respectfully, hold on. Is 4.4 greater than 0? Yes. Oh my God. Is 4.4 bigger than 0? Yes. Okay. True statement. Yay. On the next one, if I plug in 3, I get the same thing. I get 4.4 is greater than 5. Is that a true statement? Thank God. Okay. On the next one, g of -1, we're trying to see if that's equal to 0.8. So notice how it says g and not f. We're going to use this guy. That's going to give me 0.2 times -1 plus 5. And when I plug that into my calculator, you get 0.8. Is 0.8 equal to 0.8? Yes, true statement. Okay, D, g of -1. We already found that was 0.8. Is that less than f of -1? So we got to plug in -1 here. So we got 5 minus negative point. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try that again. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Negative 0.2 times -1. That's going to give me 5 plus 0.2, which is 5.2. Is 5.2 bigger than 0.8? It is. Oh, yeah. My last class period got that wrong. All right. The last one, we're going to plug in 0 for both f and g, and we're going to try to see if they're equal. So 5 minus 0.2 times 0, that gives me what? Plug it into your calculator. 5 minus 0.2 times 0.
0.
It's not 0. It's 5. Lord Jesus. All right, and then we're going to plug in 0 for G. So we're going to take this equation over here, and we're going to plug in 0, and that's going to give me 0.2 times 5, which is, type this in, 0.2, parentheses, 0 plus 5. 0.2 times 0 plus 5.
Yeah, it looks like an OT. Thanks.
It's not 5.
Is that a 3 or a 5?
Man, it's a 5. So 0.2 times 0 plus 5. 0 plus 5 is 5, so it should be 0.2 times 5. So what's 0.2 times 5? Type it in your calculator. I don't expect you to know it. No. Type it in your calculator. Man. So we got 1. Is 5 equal to 1? No. So that's not a true statement. So skipping down to this page, ready? So you got a 350-gallon tank full of water, and it's draining at a rate of 25 gallons per minute. The equation G of M is equal to negative 25 M plus 350. Down on the page. It's just like one of the little boxes. It's called What Did We Find?
Oh, that would be.
Okay. Possible input. So my X values is going to be the number of minutes. I could plug in 0 minutes, and I can plug into 14, right? Now, what we can't plug in is negative numbers, or 15, or all the way up to positive infinity. Okay? That means that the domain is going to be from 0 to 14. On your test tomorrow, it's going to give you a real life scenario, and it's going to say from here to here is your domain. Okay?